Apple plans to expand its advertising business, including placing ads inside of Friday Night Baseball on Apple TV.
Mm-hmm.
How will this affect other tech companies?
Snapchat's in trouble. Meta,
I was
we
waiting
got to
for you
make
to
some
say it.
adjustments.
I was waiting for you to say
Shout
it.
out to the Meta family. Love you. I quit.
I was waiting for you to say it. Yep.
And this is why I say, like, you cannot be every business owner. Please write this down. You cannot be dependent on one source of anything, because if it goes away, you're in trouble. So now they've watched the ecosystem for the App Store grow, and I'm sure they're saying, okay, great. Now we have baseball on Friday nights. We have a lot of shows coming out. Why don't we just put our own advertising on top of it? And now, since we're going through a recession, we've seen Netflix adjust, Hulu's adjusting with the ad model. So is Disney. Now it's Apple's time to squeeze in a little bit more profit by having ads on their platform. And then if they can lower the price for the consumer won't mind, because now you get more of a deal on the shows that you're watching. So, but Snap in trouble, Twitter definitely in trouble.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, Twitter and or 20, maybe by 2028, Twitter will be dead. Twitter will be
Another
dead.
hot take. Yeah. So for those not in the know, the advertising business for Apple generates $4 billion annually. $4 billion. It's like one of those things that nobody even thinks of. $4 billion annually in ad space. But this is something that was pretty unique. And they did this. And if you have an iPhone, you know, they had the privacy features, that app tracking transparency, which, like, when they ask you, do you want the app to follow you, and you could allow once, allow only in this app. So a lot of companies made money off of that, because before they had the transparency, they could advertise to you in any way they want. But now Apple's saying, like, look, we're going to, obviously, when people have to choose, most people, and they've taken the data to show, most people say, no, I don't want this. I don't want them to follow me. But what they're not telling you is that Apple has the data, right? They're not letting other people get the data, but Apple has the data. And so now
they shouldn't.
Right, they have it. So now they have the opportunity to directly put ads as well in their space. And so one of the things they're looking at is, like, where's the next growth from Apple? Where can they go? What part of the business can grow? And so nobody's looking at it, but like 4 billion can turn into 8, right? So they're saying over the next 12 months, they see a 20% growth in the ad business, which is incredible. Like, most people are not even thinking about Amazon not Amazon, Apple, when it comes to ads. We're thinking about the products and services, but, like, this is $1 billion business in itself. So
and with having all that data over the years from other people advertising on the platform, seeing what call to actions work, seeing what branding campaigns work, they can make it seamless where it does not. I mean, they haven't even done a bunch of product placement on their shows yet, and integrated them in the right way. There's a lot of money there, and if they're the biggest player, biggest ecosystem, that ad business in maybe 10 years should be $20-30 billion a year alone, if they have a premium product.
Yeah, and add that to the 92 billion in the war chest. I mean,
I keep saying,
what can they not do?
Plus, they're still partners with Google.
Yep.
So they have friendly cooperation there. So if they team up and get upset enough and just say, let's just put Twitter and Snap out of business, and they work closely together for the next year, they can wrap the entire ecosystem up and say, now you just advertise on these two platforms. It's going to be interesting, because now in a recession, and business owners and entrepreneurs, write this down. In a recession, it is a time for you to put your competition out of business. You have to outspend, outmarket, outgive, outstrategize, because now when spending is being crunched down and there's limited attention, now that's when you're going for a kill shot. You don't expend all your energy when everyone has capital flowing. That's why you see, like, if you look in every recession, there's usually a bunch of acquisitions or company goes out of business. Like, if you think that Washington Mutual went under in 2008 just because it could have been acquired, but the powers that be didn't want to save Bear Stearns in them. Bank of America played ball with Warren. He got preferred shares. That's why Warren Buffett did a JP Morgan like move and was able to get shares in that and to be able to save it. But, like, during a recession, it is your time to attack incredibly aggressive, to solidify yourself for the next 10 or 15 years.
Very true. Okay, Elon Musk sells $6 billion worth of Tesla stock. That's interesting. What's the deal with that?
Just in case if I don't see how it would happen, but if they force him to buy Twitter, which would be like a travesty, honestly. But as a result, Tesla went up. Like same thing when they kicked Vince McMahon out of WWE, shares popped up. So it was interesting to see him selling off those shares and then Tesla rising as a result. I don't think they will make him buy it, but he has to get prepared just in case. It is a good lesson, however, and whatever promises that you make contractually, you have to be prepared to pay them.
Yeah.
So at first it was a joke and well played for some of the trolling and marketing factors, but legally that has to suck to liquidate that much. But Tesla's doing pretty good. It's at 927.96.
Yeah, crossover 900.
Yeah, it should be at 1041 in a couple weeks. By end of the year, it could be back at 1203. They're good.
Yeah,
Good.
I think it's just cautionary. I think he's preparing in the event that, I think the litigation it's starting pretty soon, right? October or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so if the ruling doesn't go in his favor, you got to be prepared to now purchase a company that you originally didn't want and then wanted, and so I just precautionary. Yeah, it's
One thing,
put $7 billion on the side.
One thing I can say for sure, if he worked out an arrangement with all them baby mamas, I'm sure he gonna find a way to work his way to not have to pay up $7 billion for Twitter. Boy, finesse God. Whew. Kudos to Elon.
Finesse.
These were hot takes by Ian Dunlap.
Elon, he's working on population control. That's what he said.
That was his tweet.
Yeah,
he's
funny enough.
Tries to populate the world. Him and Nick Cannon. Shout out to Nick Cannon.
Amazing. He looked us in the face and said he was done.
We got a couple bombs we can drop.
Nah, bro. We looked us in the face and said, I'm done.
Having kids?
Yeah. Remember he was like, nah, I'm done. That's it, bro.
Changed his mind. Well, I think they was probably already pregnant at that time.
Perhaps it had to be, right? Yeah. So he wasn't telling the truth. He's done after that.
Shout out to Nick Cannon. Great guy.
Nick, a good dude,
Can't stop, won't stop. Bad boy.
Great guy. I mean, if you could take care of the kids and you could take care of the mothers, why not?
Yeah. What's that, 9? You got 9 now?
Yeah. I think so.
Kyle Perry?
Kudos to him. I deserve a holiday. I need a staff of 80 to take care of 9 kids, boy.
Yeah, that's different.
When you sleep.
9 kids is a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
it's a lot.
That's a lot of lodging.
All right.
My graduates from my school being Forbes, bag drop.
Bag drop.
A mic drop, bag drop.
Bag drop.